The Phoenix Suns have been making some serious moves lately, and they just added another superstar to their roster. But here's some jaw-dropping news. The Suns and Mavericks are about to turn the league upside down with an Ayton trade. This blockbuster trade could be the key to unlocking the Suns' championship dreams and providing the Mavericks with a dominant force in the paint. But how exactly is this going to shape the upcoming season? Can the Mavericks strike a deal for Ayton without having to give up their valuable draft pick? While the Suns' new Big Three is undoubtedly impressive, relying solely on their star power won't guarantee a championship. Depth is crucial in today's NBA, and the Suns must bring in solid role players to complement their superstar trio. Deandre Ayton, the Suns' talented center, is currently under contract for the next 3 seasons, with a hefty price tag of over $100 million. Moving him could give the Suns the much-needed flexibility and assets to strengthen their championship pursuit. Ayton is undoubtedly a reliable center, but in this era of the NBA, you can't rely solely on top-heavy rosters to secure a championship title. Now, we've witnessed the Brooklyn Nets stumble with their Big Three of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. And even the Suns, with their superstar lineup, fell short of advancing past the second round last season. Despite acquiring Durant midway through the season, they couldn't quite live up to the heightened expectations. And then there's the Dallas Mavericks, a team that could potentially offer the Suns the depth they crave. The Mavericks find themselves in need of a new starting center, and they possess some enticing role players that could catch the Suns' attention. A potential trade between the two teams could be a win-win situation, with the Suns gaining the depth they require and the Mavericks securing a valuable starting center. Given the Suns' current cap situation, it seems almost inevitable that they'll have to part ways with Deandre Ayton. The team simply can't afford to keep him while needing to acquire multiple assets to strengthen their roster. Fortunately, this potential trade with the Dallas Mavericks appears to be a win-win scenario for both teams. NBA insider Mark Stein recently shared some intriguing information during his appearance on The Ben and Skin Show. Stein mentioned that Ayton could potentially be acquired without the need to surrender a first-round draft pick. Instead, the team trading for him would only have to part with some of their role players while splitting Ayton's salary. So, let's break down the proposed trade. The Mavericks will be getting Deandre Ayton, while the Phoenix Suns receive Tim Hardaway Jr., Davis Bertans, and JaVale McGee. Now, in this trade scenario, the Dallas Mavericks would get to secure the services of Deandre Ayton, instantly bolstering their starting center position. Meanwhile, the Suns would shed Ayton's contract and gain 3 players, who could provide valuable contributions off the bench. This allows the Suns to divide Ayton's salary into multiple assets, giving them the depth they so desperately need. This trade could be the answer to the Suns' prayers. Hardaway Jr. is a scoring machine off the bench.
Hardaway teeing up a corner 3.
The Suns would have a tough time finding someone as talented as him on the open market for a mid-level exception, or a veteran's minimum contract. So snagging him would be a sweet move. Now, Bertans might not get a ton of minutes, but when he's called upon, he can knock down some crucial shots. He's kinda like that extra spice you sprinkle on top to balance the flavors. But let me tell you about the real steal in this trade: JaVale McGee. Okay, he didn't get much playing time with the Mavericks, but if he lands with the Suns, he'll be the backup center behind Jock Landale, assuming Landale sticks around. McGee brings serious depth to the position, and guess what? He's played for the Suns before during the 2021-2022 season. He could be a real game changer for Phoenix. This means we're looking at a potential lineup consisting of Cameron Payne, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and JaVale McGee, if Landale decides to leave. So let's grade this trade. I'd give the Suns a solid B. Sure, they could have maybe gotten more assets for Ayton, but let's face it, his contract situation isn't ideal. Other teams know the Suns need to make a move, so they probably didn't have much leverage to demand a bigger package. Alright folks, let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks and how this trade could be a game changer for them. For years, the Mavs have been searching for a solid center to fill that weak link in their roster. And guess what? This trade might just solve their problem by bringing in none other than Deandre Ayton, a former #1 overall pick and a dominant force in the paint. At just 24 years old, he could be the best center the Mavs have had since their NBA Finals victory in 2011. The best part? The Mavs can snag Ayton without giving up their #10 overall pick. It opens up the possibility for them to explore trade-back options with other teams, potentially acquiring another valuable asset and still securing a talented player later in the first round. Keeping their draft capital intact while adding a top-notch player is a huge win for Dallas. Ayton brings a lot to the table for the Mavs. He provides rim protection, rebounding, and interior scoring. Plus, he's got impressive mobility and can even switch onto the perimeter. Now, he may not be the most outstanding defender out there, but with his massive frame and wingspan, he can definitely alter shots in the paint. Let's talk numbers for a sec. Ayton boasts a career average of 16.7 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game. He easily ranks among the top 10 centers in the NBA and would serve as a valuable cornerstone alongside Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. When it comes to offense, Ayton is a force down low. He's got a reliable mid-range jumper, and defenders have to respect him from 18 feet and in. But here's the thing, a change of scenery could do wonders for him. With Jason Kidd at the helm, the Mavs would hope to fully engage Ayton defensively and address any ego issues. Remember, egos don't mesh well with the Mavs culture, and Ayton needs to be fully committed to the team's plan. Now, with this trade in place, the Mavs finally have a fantastic center. They can focus on building around their trio of Doncic, Irving, and Ayton. So, for the Mavs, you can imagine having a group consisting of Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber, and Deandre Ayton. Now, that's a lineup that brings solid defense and 3 reliable scorers in Doncic, Irving, and Ayton. Of course, if the trade happens on draft night, the Mavs might start a player they acquire in a separate trade. But for now, this lineup could be the real deal. So, how do we grade this trade for the Mavs? I'd give them a solid B+. They secure a talented center while parting ways with 2 players who didn't see much playing time, JaVale McGee and Davis Bertans. Losing Tim Hardaway Jr. would sting a bit, but considering his contract situation, it might be a necessary sacrifice. Besides, they can find another scoring spark and sharpshooter elsewhere, perhaps at a better contract. And there you have it, folks. Now, what are your thoughts about this possible deal? Could it be the game changer both teams need? Let us know in the comments section below. And as always, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss these exciting stories about your favorite NBA superstars. Until next time, keep ballin'.